So where would you put your 1 million rand? And it's a conversation I've had with lots of investors in general. The property market, gold, crypto, stocks and shares. Where's it going to work the hardest for you? And is property still the best place to put your money? Now, I guess your answer will come from who you ask that question to, because certain people will say crypto, some people are telling me no, gold, and others are saying absolutely property. So I think what you have to look at is how much control do you have over each asset. So cryptocurrency, you put your million into cryptocurrency, you could become a millionaire overnight, quick money, but you don't have control and you could lose it overnight, or not all of it, perhaps maybe some of it, but you have no control over crypto. Then you've got your stocks and shares, and I've seen people invest in stocks and shares, myself included, where you make steady growth over a long period of time. I've got family members that are investing in stocks and shares. Look, they aren't shooting the lights out, but they're making money over a period of time. Then I've seen some people throw a lot of money into one company. Something happens to CEO, management, and that company folds, and they lost every single penny they put in. And then you got your property side. So property, I'll probably say, out of all the, well, gold, in fact, it's about gold. I do believe that gold is, if someone had to ask me advice, what are the two places that you should put money? I'd say gold and property. That's my opinion. If you look at the history of gold, the stability of gold, I'm all for gold, and I'm a property boy. Yes, I've done Bitcoins before, back in 2012, bought it for a cheap price. I started farming Bitcoin, lost it overnight. So that's just me though. Coming back to property, one thing the savvy investors back in the day always used to tell me, get into property. Why? It's one of the most forgiving assets. Providing you buy right and you run your numbers and all of that, yes, things can go wrong. Tenant can trash your house. Tenant may stop paying rent. But remember, you've still got your four walls and you've still got your roof. And providing you bought in the right area at the right price, you understand that you can get out the deal because you've planned an exit. Property is quite a forgiving asset. Now, where people go wrong with property, in my opinion, is they all think that it's get rich quick. Buy property. Yes, don't get me wrong, you can buy property right. You can make cash flow off it, of course, but it takes a while. It takes years. Years for that to stabilize, years for that to grow in value, years for the rent to go up, years for the bond to come down. So for those of you that do want to get into property, just take the long-term view. Yes, we start off with positive cash flow properties, don't get me wrong, and we put measures in place for the risk. If you're worried about a tenant not paying, let's take out rent insurance. There's companies like Expello, Aramant, and Elise, Ross from Preferential. There's companies out there that are there to mitigate your risk as a property investor. And when it comes to property, if I put R1 million cash into one property, I buy one property and I get my income. The beauty of our property is, what if I went and had bond affordability, and instead of putting R1 million into one property, I take 100,000 rand buying costs, maybe a small deposit, whatever it is, and I put that into 10 properties. So now all of a sudden, I've started leveraging the bank's money, other people's money, make sure they're positive cash flow, but I've got 10 different assets. Providing I bought in the right area, those 10 assets are going to grow in value. I'm going to get my cash flow from them, and that's the ability of leverage. There's no other asset class in the world that I know of that I could leverage 100%. And I'm not saying all of you must go leverage 100%, because the deal still needs to make financial sense. But that's why I love property, is I have the option of the choice. Going, yeah, I could buy for cash, I can work up my return on investment, I can compare it to the risk involved, or if I want to be aggressive, I can take that cash, approach the bank, if it's residential home loans or commercial, and I can start mitigating the risk by buying more properties. Remember, one property, one income stream, it's a risk. 10 properties, 10 income streams. Tenant doesn't pay, the positive cash flow from the other, say 9 as an example, could pay for the one that's not paying. Or you buy a multi-let or a block of flats. So when you look at what's the best investment vehicle, break it down into risk, break it down into if things go wrong. For example, what if you put $1 million into stocks and shares and something happens to the company and you lose it, it's gone. You can't touch it, you can't see it, you can't feel it. But in property, your tenant trashes your house, you've still got a house, you can still do something with it. There's still a value attached to that land. That's why I like property. So it really depends how you look at it. You know, some people tell you that over a 20-year period, gold will outweigh property. And they'll tell you all this stuff. And in some of the cases, it's true, I've seen it. I think it's also a personal choice. Why would you want to get into property? Why? Pension plan, another income stream. What are you actually looking for in property? Because can everyone do property? Yes. But is property investment for everyone? Probably not, because they can't handle the headache that comes with being a property investor. Your power team, your vacancies, your break-ins, your tenants. There's so many things that can go wrong. But again, that's why you just need to understand what you're doing. You need to understand that you can mitigate risk. You need to understand utility management. And if you do all of that, guys, your chance of making money will be far greater. So just get out there, go do something different 2025, and we'll see you along the journey.